that?
It's incredible. Yeah, I mean, you get caught up in all the history, and it's obviously something pretty substantial, and been a part of some big ones in past places, but this one sure at the top.
Do you feel like the mood changed a little bit after last weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the mood always changes when you get on the road and get a big win. But we challenged the guys. The sense of urgency went up, and they really responded. It was a good week overall. Could have been a great one, still a good one, and that's the message heading into this week.
Different too when you get a 1-game week. Typically, guys talk about focus on the 2 game, and you've had a good one and a bad one. It's a little different this week when there's only 1 game to focus on.
Yeah, and we haven't talked much about this, but that was 3 weeks in a row where we played the late game Thursday and an afternoon game Saturday. And I know these guys are young and all that, but 2 of those were on the road. And the fact that we've got a long week to prepare is good, but we also got to make sure that some guys that are a little banged up get some rest. But certainly should help us.
What do you see in those wins with Colorado and Arizona, and then it doesn't translate in some of the games you guys have lost?
Say that again.
What
Sorry.
do you see kind of? You guys beating Colorado, Arizona.
Well, the one theme is we're not shooting the ball anywhere near where we should be, and we're changing up. We're trying to keep the guys loose, trying to get them in the groove. But the difference in the games we've won is we've had a really good focus on the defensive end.
You got a couple of guys going last week, Jared and Al. Have you sensed that their confidence a little bit higher?
For sure, Jared. Yeah, for sure, Jared. He was big for us in that first half against Stanford. Alfred in the second half at Cal. I think all 14 of his points came in that half. The teams are going to try to take away our 1-2 punch, and other guys need to step up. And it was good to see those guys get it going. And now if we can get 5-6 guys consistent night in and night out on both ends, I think we'll get to where we'll feel like we're hitting our stride.
You talked about that Stanford game about having a conversation with Jared. What did he really need to just kind of turn things around for him?
Well, I won't go into this big detail, but he just needed, as most freshmen do, get focused on the simple things. And what we've been telling him is he's got to give us a reason, to play him if he's not making shots, and that's by being solid defensively, making good decisions offensively. We never were going to be worried about him, shooting the ball, even though, he hadn't shot it like we knew he could, but he was passing up shots, and I think now he understands what we need him to do, and I think that's put him in a better mindset. So hopefully, he'll continue to play as well as he did last week.
How much has Pritchard improved since you first started?
Oh man, he's playing at such a high level. Was always a very good player, but I think now just the maturity of being a senior, all the games that he's got under his belt, he dominates games, and at times it's with scoring, at times it's with passing, at times it's with defense. He's certainly the big piece, and they've got a lot of pieces, but he's a huge part of what they're doing and having a big senior year.
With Kyler, what has made him a good shot blocker, and what else are you kind of looking for from him?
Well, he's got great length and athleticism, good timing. At times what hurts him is he tries to go after everything, and that takes him out of position to rebound. Cost us a couple baskets in the Cal game, but it's hard to tell him when he's the school's all-time shot blocker and he makes such a difference not to go after every shot. But he's learning that there's some he's got to read that he's not going to get to, and just his presence alone is going to influence the shot. And so in those instances, he's got to almost stunt like he's coming to help and then get ready to box out, and something that we're continuing to work on.
Oregon, Pritchard, you've been asked about, but when they've had it going and playing well, what are their keys?
Well, when he's scoring it, when Duarte's scoring it, and Richardson, they're tough on the perimeter. And then I tell you, if the shots aren't going in, they crash the glass. They really do a good job. Defensively, if you get caught up in some of their three-quarter court pressure and get loose with the ball, they really like to turn you over, and then they put you back on your heels a little bit. So we've got to handle their pressure, be aggressive at times when it's there, but then not let it bother us and keep us from getting into offense. And if we can keep them in the half court like we've been able to do, we feel like we'll be able to defend them. But man, they've got weapons all over the floor, and it's going to be a challenge for our guys defensively. Not exactly on what they're doing, but who we're guarding and who's out on the floor. And that's something that, you know, especially when we pull some guys in from off the bench, we've got to stay, you know, real accounted to is who we're guarding, the personnel. What's this person's strengths? How do we take advantage, you know, take that away, I'm sorry, and then, you know, take advantage of maybe some of the things they can't do.
You've got 5 of your last 8 at home. Do you make any sort of a point to guys that Saturday is a great chance to really get this stretch
Yeah, we
going?
talked about, you know, the last time we were here, you know, especially the last game, we didn't have a great performance, and that we need to return to dominance here in Gill and make this what we've made it over the years, a very tough place for our opponents to come in and play. Starting this week, we can get a lot of momentum back and hopefully carry that through, knowing that we do have 5 out of 8 here.
Great. All right, thanks.